right now, there's a really good chance your dog is just putting up with something you think they love. They're not pulling away. They're not growling. They're just sitting there, letting you do it. Staying still and actually being okay, those aren't the same thing. And most people never figure out which one they've been getting. Here's what's hard about this. Everything on this list feels like love when you're doing it. That's what makes it so easy to miss. You're not doing anything wrong on purpose. You just didn't know. If this is already making you think about your dog differently, subscribe right now. Because what's coming next is the stuff most people argue with until they see the science. Let's get into it. 1. The belly rub. Your dog flops over. All 4 paws up, belly exposed, and everything in you says, they want to rub. So you reach down. They stay still. They let you. And you walk away feeling good. Here's what you probably missed. Rolling over and wanting to be touched aren't the same thing. If your dog is licking their lips, showing whale eye, that's when you can see the whites of their eyes and their heads turned away. They're not asking for a belly rub. They're asking you to back off, quietly, in the only way they know how. And most of us reach down anyway. The belly is the most vulnerable spot on a dog's entire body. Before dogs lived in our homes, exposing it wasn't casual. It was full surrender. That's still wired into them. So when something feels off and your dog rolls over, they're not inviting contact. They're trying to make themselves smaller. And when you touch them anyway, their nervous system wasn't ready for that. Scientists who study animal behavior have found that dogs showing those stress signals, the lip licking, the stiff body, the turned head, aren't enjoying it. They're tolerating it. And touching them in that state makes the stress worse, not better. A dog who genuinely wants a belly rub looks different. Loose body, soft mouth, calm eyes looking right at you. That's her green light. Everything else is not. Before you go for that belly, read the whole dog. Eyes, mouth, body. If anything looks tight or turned away, just leave it. Because a dog who chooses to stay rolled over is giving you something real. A dog who stays because they don't know what else to do, that's not trust, that's endurance. 2. Comforting your dog when they're scared. The storm rolls in. Fireworks go off down the street. Your dog finds you, shaking, panting, pressed against your legs. You pull them in. You hold them. You keep saying it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Of course you do. It feels like the most natural thing in the world, and it might be quietly making things worse. Here's what's really happening. When your dog is that scared, their heart is pounding. Their body is flooded with stress hormones. They're in full emergency mode. And in that state, the way they process comfort isn't the same way we do. When you hold them tight and pour reassurance on them, you're not telling their nervous system everything's fine. You're becoming part of the scary experience. Your dog reads your tension, your urgency, the worry in your voice. And what they pick up isn't she's calm. What they pick up is something must really be wrong. Even she thinks so. Researchers who study dog welfare found that how an owner responds in fearful moments directly shapes whether that fear gets better or worse over time. Your response isn't neutral, it's training. Every single time. A study from Texas A&M found that more than 84% of dogs already show signs of fear or anxiety. And when dogs keep facing scary situations without the right response, that fear grows. So what does the right response look like? Not distance, not ignoring them, just calm. Slow down, lower your voice, sit near them without grabbing. Let your body do what your words never could. Your dog doesn't need you to fix it. They need you to already not be scared of it. If this is changing how you see your dog, subscribe now. The next 2 points are the ones most people push back on hardest. 3. Punishing your dog after the fact. You walk through the door, something's destroyed. A pillow, a shoe, something you actually cared about. And your dog's right there, head down, tail tucked, doing that guilty look before you've even said a word. So you point at it. You use the voice. Part of you feels like they needed to hear that. Here's the hard truth. They didn't get it. Not because they're stubborn. It's just how a dog's brain works. Dogs live in the present moment. What's happening right now is real. What happened 20 minutes ago, even 2 minutes ago, it's gone. There's no memory of what they did that you're now reacting to. Researchers actually measured this. At just 2 seconds after the behavior, the connection between what they did and your reaction was already breaking down. Not 2 minutes, 2 seconds. So when you come home and your dog gets in trouble for something that happened while you were gone, you're not teaching them about the mess. You're teaching them what it feels like when you walk through the door. And the lesson their brain log sounds like this: when my person comes home, sometimes things get really scary. And I don't know why. That guilty look, it's not guilt. It's an appeasement response. Your dog learned that when your tone shifts and your body tenses, something uncomfortable is coming. So they go small before you've even pointed at anything. The signal isn't what they did. The signal is you. If you didn't catch it happening, let it go, clean it up, change the environment, because punishment after the moment costs you something real. The feeling of safety your dog should have the second they hear your key in the door. 4. Forcing your dog to greet strangers. Someone reaches toward your dog, maybe a neighbor, maybe a kid at the park, and your dog pulls back, drops their head, tries to get behind your legs. You hold them still, smile at the person, and say, "It's okay, they're friendly, go ahead." You think you're helping them get used to people. You're doing the opposite. Here's what's happening inside your dog. Their brain has already decided. This doesn't feel safe. Stress hormones rising, heart rate up. Every signal they're sending means the same thing. I need space. I'm not okay. And instead of hearing that, you're physically overriding it. That's not socialization. That's forced exposure. A study from the University of Helsinki looked at over 6,000 dogs and found that fear of strangers was directly tied to repeated uncomfortable social experience, and Texas A&M's research confirmed it. When dogs keep getting pushed into situations that scare them, the fear doesn't go away. It gets bigger. In some cases, the only response they have left is to snap. What most people call shyness, that's usually a dog who's been communicating the same boundary clearly for a long time. That dog behind your legs isn't broken. They're just asking you to hear them. Real socialization is built slowly, at the dog's own pace. A stranger who crouches down, turns sideways, skips the eye contact, and waits, that builds confidence. Holding your dog still while a hand comes at their face, that builds fear. You're allowed to say, "Can you give him a second?" Let him come to you. Because a dog who walks up on their own just did something brave. A dog who got held still just learned their signals don't matter. That's one of the hardest things to undo. 5. The greeting ritual. Remember at the beginning, I said there's one thing most owners skip every single day. Something so small most people laugh when they hear it. But that changes whether your dog feels safe before you've even touched them. This is it. When you come home, your dog runs to you. You reach down, you pet their head, scratch their back. It feels like connection. And your dog really is happy to see you. That part's real. But there's a step you've been missing every time. Watch what dogs do with each other before any touching. Even with dogs they completely trust. They slow down, stop just short of contact, put their nose out. The other dog meets them. They check in. And only after that does anything physical happen. Every time. It's how they decide an interaction is safe. Researchers tested this with therapy dogs. 2 conditions: forced touch versus free choice touch. When touch was forced and the dog couldn't initiate, stress signals went up. When the dog got to approach first, the whole interaction was calmer, more natural. The difference wasn't the touch. It was whether they had a say. The human version takes 3 seconds. When you get home, crouch down, hold your hand out slowly, hold it still right in front of them, and wait. Don't lean in. Don't wiggle your fingers. Just hold it there and let them decide. If they come forward and press their nose into your hand, that's yes. Now you pet them. Everything that follows starts from a place they chose. If they sniff and step back, that's not rejection. That's information. Honor it every time, and you become the person they run to with their whole body, not just their tail. Every mistake in this video comes down to one thing. We keep deciding for our dogs instead of letting them be part of it. The belly they weren't ready to share. The fear we made louder by matching it. The punishment that landed in the wrong moment. The stranger they weren't ready for. Your dog has a language. It's consistent. It's honest. It's been there every single day. The question was never whether they were talking. It was whether you were ready to hear it. Drop it in the comments. Tell me which one hit closest to home. because every story down there is someone else seeing their dog clearly, maybe for the first time. Share this with someone who loves their dog. Subscribe to Canine Psychology. We're just getting started.